There's a sefer called Sharem HaMetzion Baruch. It's a sefer on Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, where he was Malaket. This is Rabbi Brown's grandfather. He used to live in East Flatbush, down in Remsen over there, and he made this sefer, and the Rebbe quotes it many times, this sefer. So yesterday we learned about Machal Shabbos, and we learned in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch that Machal Shabbos is like a guy, and his yayin is asid, and the pas is the pas, k'may pas shel akum. So I said there's different opinions about this. So he brings it over here. I'll read. First, he brings that there's some that hold the way it says in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, that if Machal Shabbos touched the wine, so you're not allowed to use it. And then he says, "V'ayim b'sharos teshuvas binyan siyan, ta'mekilim yesh lahem amashe esmeichel." The ones that are lenient about it, it's not so terrible. Ki ba'v'neseinu harabim poshto hamispachas. Mispachas is like a nega, like a tzaras. So he said it's spread very widely. V'yesh bahem, there are people shemispalulim tfilas Shabbos, that they go to shul Shabbos, umekachim kiddush hayom, and they make kiddush. V'yachakach mechalim Shabbos, and after that they mechal Shabbos. But I mean, to me that's. And b'chein kosev b'shas shuv marsham, the yesh lishmach al zeh. B'chein kosev b'shas shuv zeicha Yosef, the reiv ha'poshim bizmanenu, the gilim l'chal Shabbos, the kamel raven, umikol moken kivin shemalin as b'neiim. When they have a son, they know you have to make a bris. V'yesh lam dina gittin v'kedushin. They know that you have to. If you want to separate, you have to have a get. Rocha and yesh hakol. Therefore, he says he could be mekel. Imroi shem vura lonu shiadei hilchos Shabbos. Like we said yesterday, if he's someone that was a shonu pidish and he's doing it, like a hachas, it's a different story. But today in many shuls, Orthodox shuls, people travel to shul on Shabbos. So there's a very big Sfardi shul in Beverly Hills called Nasia. It's a big. They have not only you can come, and it's Orthodox. Not only could you come with your car to shop, but there's people parking the cars for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
a guy is parking. The guy parks it.
Not only that, I say they have a parking lot. They have, because they have over there like a double decker. You have to park.
Yeah.
So there are goyim there. They're going there to park the car. So you can't say that they're Yidden and everything, but with Shabbos they sort of makel. They think it's not a problem. Right. Like I once said in this shul over here years ago, there used to be Shabbos. There used to be 2 minyanim. There was one minyan was like about 7:30 in the morning, and then the other minyan was 9 o'clock. Why did they have 2 minyanim? So there's more than one reason. Not only what you're thinking. There are people that, number one, are not interested to hear the rabbi's drasha. There are people that they don't want to wait till 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock when you had a chazan in the shul. It's taken up and you can't eat. So they want to finish early. So they start and they finish early. I once said is there a siddur there?
Yeah.
I once said, shout in the siddur. Everyone pays attention. But Friday night, steht wie Nuchu Vo. And Shabbos steht wie Nuchu Voi. and by Mincha steht wie Nuchavam. So I once said that I remember going on Merkeshlichas to Newfoundland, and then there's the maritime provinces, the Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick, I think it's called. There's Fredericton, Macton, the cities. So I arrived Friday morning in Newfoundland. My chaver that I went with was battlefoot of us.
That's where Wolanski came from.
That's where I know. So Wolanski, his uncles, was the president of the community. So I had reservations in what was called the Newfoundland Hotel. That's like the Waldorf Astoria, the most choshev hotel. And I arrived in Newfoundland, and I come in over there to check in. I say, I have a reservation. And they told me that they're sorry, they're overbooked.
Oh, wow.
Because they saw two strange-looking guys, so they're overbooked. Okay. So what do we do? So I went to this Wolanski. He had a business there. And I said, the first problem that I have is I don't have where to stay. So he made some calls, and
all of a sudden there was room.
And they found the room for us. And then he asks us, what do you want to do here? What did you come here? So I needed an excuse. I said to him, because I'm flying, so I have to bench Gaimel. So I need a minion in order to bench Gaimel. So he says to me, Rabbi, Friday night I can't make you a minion. Because all the people, the Goyim, all get paid on Friday, and they spend the money. Either they'll spend the money in the bar, or they spend the money in the stores.
We gotta have the business.
So no one can come to show Friday night. Shabbos morning, they did their purchases already. You can come to show. Okay, so I said over here, it's a very interesting thing. I once told the story, but I'll just repeat it again briefly. When we came to the hotel and they finally gave us a room, so battlefoot of us was then not long out from Russia. In fact, he had a problem with his papers. And I said to him, listen, Battle, they don't want us here, right? Okay, they're gonna see me. I said, you see, you're here in the lobby, you see, this place right in the center, this is gonna be my workplace. I'm gonna sit here as long as I plots him. And we'll sit. He sat up in the room, he was afraid.
He still thought he was in Russia.
Yeah, and I sat in the center. So then later, I went Mitzvah Shabbos to the local newspaper, and we got a write-up in the newspaper. And on Monday, we had to leave to a place called Stephensville. And right before I'm leaving, I get a call from a woman. And the woman says she'd like to meet me. So I said to her, I think what she needed is, the first thing that came to my mind is that Masama, she wants maybe a gators. I don't know, what could I do? So I said, there's a car that's coming to pick us up to take us to the airport. If you come here before the car comes here, so I'll go ahead and talk. Well, she came a few minutes before, and she said to us that she has two books. That there was a friend of hers who was an officer in the war, sent it to her, thinking that she could make money by selling these books. Mm-hmm. So she sent the two books to the New York Public Library, and there was a letter in the books that they said that they identified these books, that they're from Lubavitch, but their policy is that they don't buy. Mm-hmm. That was the Rebbe's policy. He didn't want they should buy.
They sent it to our library.
No, she sent it to New York Public Library.
And the public library said they don't buy.
They wrote that they contacted the head librarian, Rabbi Lieberman. Mm-hmm. That's what they wrote, and he told them.
That Lieberman doesn't want to buy it.
Yeah, that they don't buy it. That's their policy. No, it's just gelegen by her till she saw us. She worked in the hotel by size, and she realized that the newspaper article and that guy sitting over there in the center. So she brought us these two svarim. And in fact, at that time when they came back to New York, so the Rebbe, if you wanted to send something to the Rebbe, give it settled to the Rebbe. So the first door, you're walking to your right, where the Merkaz office is. So the Merkaz office, there was one desk in the center, where Rabbi Klein sat over there. Right. And then there was, in the corner, another desk, which was Rabbi Chadakov's. And in the corner of Chadakov was a stand over there. Like people had to put things on a desk, you know. Yeah. So you would leave it settled over there. And from time to time, they would...
And when they go in, they would take it.
So, when I walked into the Merkaz, the Rebbe walked in. And he saw some holding, so I said, "What's this?" So I told him the story, briefly. So the Rebbe opened it up. One thing, I don't remember the details or anything, but one thing was that they used to make in Poland, they used to make what they call kupir. Kupir is, if you remember when you went to school, they had a ditto machine. Yeah, and they would make with the alcohol.
With the alcohol.
So
next to your office
over there, like you're able to make, let's say, 100 copies, or depending on the quality of the stencil. So so the Rebbe opened it up and looks at it. He sees in the front name. He said, "That's the Zalman's. It says Zalmagradi in it."
Oh.
So he said, I don't remember exact Russian, but it said something to the effect. Mistame schreien as seins, et mit dem Sagen, als Matzel mit Zutischer Yam, at Elushalai. Okay. And then there was another sefer, an older sefer, but real old, most I think from Tzedek, most things over there. So, but getting back to this, so the question now is, why is there a change? Now, the Rebbe Shulchan Aruch says that people have a minig, I think a pikabola, that they say bo and boy and bum. So I once saw it in a sefer from an American Rav. He said that's to describe Shabbos in America. He says the people that came Friday night, the woman knew that she can't go with her husband to the store to help out. She has to light candles, and she has to make kiddush for the children. They should know that it's a Shabbos. So the Rebbe said, but she was the one that observed Shabbos. And then in the morning, the husband's not going to go to the store before he davens for Shabbos. So it was Venuchu Voy. He rested, and she didn't have to daven Shabbos morning. She went to open the store, and he went to daven. By Shabbos afternoon already, it was all over already, so that it was V'yinuchu Vom, they were both able to rest, you know. So you see that there's people, I know, I remember in San Diego, in the Orthodox shul there, so they have a parking lot, but they put up a sign that the parking lot was called Shabbos. But where did the people all come from? They all parked a block away from shul, 2 blocks away from shul. You know, the Lord says they're not going to come to shul on Shabbos. Right. So you can't say that such a person is a machal Shabbos and he's a guy. You can't say that. And this is the head.
Pointed out like that, but they have a mini storage next door. So the Chabad parking is closed, but the mini storage is open.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
They're going over there.
Yeah. It's the same parking lot, but it's called the mini storage for Shabbos.
So this is the head. So this is the what I mentioned yesterday, the binyan siyum, that they rely on the inyan from Tinnik and Shenishva. Right, Tinnik Shenishva. And another thing that I wanted to mention that we learned yesterday was about having fish and meat. So in Emerson, in this meatish, they I mean, that's where it comes from. But must they eat meat or not?
Well, the fish, they said a bit hard, but you can't.
So that's really a machaikas, if you must eat meat.
On
And
Shabbos.
it depends
Or
on
Yom Tov.
it depends on the shaila. If by Shabbos is a din of simcha, by Yom Tov there's a din of simcha, but by Shabbos there's a din of einig, but not simcha. If there's a din of simcha, so then ain't simcha al babasa, and though like we remember I mentioned by Chol Moed, Sheit is Zman Simcha Seinu. So the Alter Rebbe says in Shulchan Aruch in Hilchos Yom Tov that in the time of the Beis Hamikdash it was Simcha was babasa, but now Simcha is b'yayin. So that's why there's a lot of people during Chol Moed drink a cup of wine, and also this is brought down in Shulchan Aruch that the Goyim, how did they get fish? The Goyim would go catch fish, and they would come to the Yidden to now. If the Goyim wanted to hike up the prices, so then certain Shulchan Aruch that the Rabbanim had a koyach to advertise that you shouldn't buy, and it'll control the prices. And the same thing he brings over here is also going to get you to wine, meat.
It's by night and by day.
He says it. The pasuk, there's a pasuk where they sing it by Musaf Rosh Hashanah, V'yem Simchaschem V'moedechem, and there's a Gemara, Yem Simchaschem means Shabbos. Okay, so Derech Agah, one more thing. There's different prints of this thing, so there's things that are not in here, but he wrote over here about baking challah for Shabbos, and I have a newer print. My Shabbos disappeared, so I bought a newer print. So he brings over there. I don't remember what sefer he brings it. That Shabbos you should make the challah like a vav. Not round Yom Tov, you make round challahs.
Yeah.
And Shabbos, it should be long challahs.
Why?
Why? Because it states in these meters, what is it over here?
Next page.
This is the vote.
Yeah. It's on the paragraph. Steht wegen die Wort um die Hei.
What it says 12 over here. Gabi Chamshin. Shchinta Tesata. What's that mean? That means that the Shechina should be crowned. B'shit Nami Restore. Shit Nami is 6. Restore to a side. So remember 2 chalas, 2 vogen, macht es 12. So that's what there are Chassidish Rebbes that they have 12 chalach, that the Yud Beis Chalas, that's connected it's connected to Rachem Aponim, which was 6 on each side, and it was changed on Shabbos. So that's where comes the minig of a long challah.
We make 12
Geflochten, yeah, braided.
Yeah.
That's if you make a big. That's if you make a big challah.
And we have 12.
They usually make Van Heinische.
Yes, what?
All the challahs are
6 and 6?
No, it's 2 lines, and they overlap 6 times, so you have 12.
I have the breakaway also. The breakaway has 12, I think.
Yeah, but the breakaway
Okay,
is
so
round.
now we're up to Ches. Let's learn something inside also. Afilu ani shabi Yisrael, Yizdares, Yisametz, ve'aneg es haShabbos. Now you should make an effort. It's Ches.
Ches and with Siman.
Ayin Beis.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, I
So Afilu ani shabi Yisrael, Yizdares. Okay, should be quick. V'yisametz, he should strengthen himself. Ve'aneg es haShabbos. V'yitzamtzum b'chol hashvua, and he should be a little bit something.
Consume a little less.
Consume less. Austerity. Kadesh Yiyah Mois Ukov Shabbos. You should have money, not to use up everything before, and then come Shabbos, he's broke. Ve'im Ein Mois Yilva Afila Al Mashkainis Utzach Shabbos. So you should even lend money.
But that goes in conflicts to Aseh Shabbat Chochel.
Yeah. Listen to say, woman. V'alzeh Amar Rabbi Steiner Zechayna Levracha. Banai, my sons, Levu Alai V'ani Pareya. Borrow on my cheshbon, and I will pay. V'chom is a nice Shalom Kesuvim Loim Mirosh Hashanah. Chutz Me'etzah Shabbos V'yantav. Steht also, I think, Etzah's Bono L'Tayra. She'im Meisuk Mesifim Loim. V'im Ashor Dechuk L'Levi Yosef. Alzeh Amru Rabbi Steiner Zechaynu Levracha. Asay Shabbat Chachol V'atestarach Abrias. What does that mean? That means that this we're talking over here about people that they used to be given food. People have organization that send people a food package for Shabbos. So Amol Gesaiten, they didn't send food packages, but they send meals. And how many meals did a person get? So a person would get 2 meals a day. Because this was called, today in America in hotels, so there are hotels that serve 2 meals a day and hotels that serve 3 meals a day. The 3 meals a day is called European style, and the 2 meals a day is called American style. So they would eat one late breakfast, and then later they would go out for the day, and they come back in the evening and they'd eat so for Shabbos, they gave extra meals. So he's saying, Asay Shabbat Chachol, let your Shabbos be like a weekday, and don't come asking to raise money or to beg for extra money in order that you could buy extra meals. But I say have only
Eat
2 meals and have to start a bris. Umikomokum im efsheloi yira akaponim lasos l'kavod Shabbos ezedavamur. In other words, even though it was saying that don't go overboard with your expenses for Shabbos, but you should make, even if you're limited. Like he says, dogim ketanim. Dogim ketanim means like sardines. Ukadayim. And me, sheshachal le'ezer davar le'achla b'Shabbos. If somebody sends somebody some food for Shabbos, yesh le'achla b'Shabbos v'leil ashira l'chol. So use it on Shabbos and don't leave it over for the weekdays, because it was given to you covered Shabbos. So it's not that it's also, but it means it's like it shows a respect that you got this. It's like a marshal, someone that has some food that he likes very much, so he eats it slowly because he doesn't want to eat it up. He wants to always have it available. So the same thing is over here also, that he says you should not let for another day, but being that it's such a chashuv thing, use it on Shabbos. Okay.